Zone, hosted by the infamous and dangerous and much lied about Eric A. Cinotti. This is where public corruption, abuse of power, a waste and misabuse of public dollars, and ultimately using your personal position for gaining power influence over others is met with extreme hostility. Otherwise, everyone else is welcome. Welcome to the Hostile Zone.
Welcome to the Hostile Zone. You're with the infamous in your face, Eric A. Cinotti, Eric Andrew Cinotti. Who is it again? Oh, it's Eric Cinotti. The guy you love to know and the guy that everybody really knows and the whole world is going to know even bigger. That guy here on the Hostile Zone at KKTC 99.9. What is it?
True country.
True America, baby. I'm here with the lovely on-air vocalist, Miss Bianca Sea.
Hello, everyone. Bianca Sea, that's me.
Bianca Sea, that's me. All right, and we're here with the infamous R-Dub. How are we today, R-Dub?
Doing amazing. How are you guys?
We are amazing.
Fabulous.
You know, I just want to pop right out there from the beginning. It's been a pretty amazing time already with this network, right? And things that are going on. And
yes,
we had a pretty amazing day today. We're all excited that we're going to be dropping some big news, real big news very soon, tomorrow probably.
Tomorrow.
It actually could be, it could be now, but you know, I want to have it all good. We actually may be putting out to the listeners out here at our KKTC family and also our BBS Talk Radio family and all of our streaming family and all those people. We're going to have probably what we're going to be talking, like a questionnaire or a poll, right?
Oh,
We were
okay.
talking about it. I'm not sure, but we definitely will have something. Pay attention to social media. Pay attention to Eric A. Cinotti, the Hostile Zone, the Hostile Zone page. Miss Bianca Sea, well, not Miss Bianca Sea, Bianca Sea, S-E-A, as it is up on here in big letters.
Like the ocean.
Like the ocean, the mermaid. And pay attention to social media, Instagram, YouTube. Apparently, I have a Twitch. I did not know that. Apparently, I have a Rumble. I did not know that. And apparently, I have a Patreon, and I did not know that. So shout out to those social media outlets. And we also have our YouTube, which is, we are not a YouTube people channel, but we like YouTube. Shout out to YouTube. Thank you. We are a professional mode on there. And we put the shows on there for people that are only able to listen, like specifically KKTC 99.9, your FM dial, you're not able to see the lovely Bianca Sea and myself. So we are aired in a lot of other areas, and I want to tell you, we are actively working with your area, with cable providers and satellite providers, whatever, so you could have the show. I mean, because we are a TV show and a radio show. So with that said, we do put it out live now. We had all the previous episodes, not only just from your network, but from the other networks. So everything is available on there. But now we are actually live streaming the show. So when you're listening to me right now, feel free to go to Facebook, Eric A. Cinotti, the Hostile Zone page, Bianca Sea's page, SEA. You could go to the Hostile Zone Cinotti on YouTube, or really just Google the Hostile Zone, because we pretty much dominate everything.
Yes, we do.
And now apparently it airs on Twitch too, you said, R-Dub?
Yep.
And it should be on Twitter or X, but I am not the best tech person, and I created an account accidentally when I have one, and I can't manage to get past the one that I created that's not real. So when we do that, it will be streamed there as well.
Mm.
And then if we do, and we will, I'm sure, have some sort of cable or TV provider, and they will be available on Roku. I do know that PBS will be running on Roku the shows. So if you have Roku or Apple, Amazon, the show is now also available on your, I'll say it quietly, Alexa devices. So you just say that name and you can get the show there. We're also on all the other devices as well, but I wasn't aware that we were not officially able to be shouted out like that. So yeah, that's kind of where we are. We have so much great stuff going on. I got to be honest with you. We really are dying to tell you. I hope that you guys have been enjoying our dub, but we've been getting let's start before I get into some hard news. Do we have any backed up messages in there?
Actually, yes,
Questions?
we
Yeah, I mean,
did.
let's get. I'm going to drop some big news, and we're going to do some giveaways and some freebies in the next period of time. So let's take some questions. And I'm actually thinking maybe tomorrow night, we might do a Facebook Live after the show.
Ooh.
What do you
sounds
think?
good.
Let us know how you feel on that. A
Sounds
Facebook Live.
good.
We'll just be raw and real. So yeah, you said there was some backed up questions. So what was up? What do we got?
Yeah, so there were a lot of questions where people noticed how much you enjoyed Abraham Lincoln.
Oh,
And you
there's some
showed
interesting
them
story on
a
that.
quote book that you have.
I have it right here, and I have a whole shelf
whole
of them over here
library.
too. I have a whole library of Abraham Lincoln,
You
and actually,
do have a whole
you know what
library.
happened to me today with Lincoln too. I don't want to cut the story, but remember what I said came in today, the offer for Lincoln.
Oh, yeah.
So ask the question and remind me to tell that part.
Okay, so we actually had quite a few
Really?
questions.
Okay.
And the most common one was, what is your favorite Lincoln quote?
I have many, but I want to say, and this is true, and I'm calling out some special people in this one. If you want to test a man's character, give him power. If you want to find out the true character of a man or a woman, but back in the day it was a man. If you want to find out who they really are, give them power. Because when people get power, they do what they really want to do. And their ulterior motives come out and their true self comes out. So that's one of my favorite quotes. But I also have a house divided amongst itself. God can't stand. I mean, God. If you want to talk about reputation, you got the shadow of the tree, and the tree, and the reputation is the tree, and the shadow is what people think. I mean, God, I could go down the list. All right, but anyway. So yes, I have a whole bunch. They're here. I have a whole shelf of them. We were talking about it today. And should I tell the other thing today too?
Yes, absolutely.
So recently, because of the new the show is so popular, and we did get ratings where you've been invited out for the awards next year. And I've been involved in acting and modeling and all kinds of stuff for not just beginning time, but I've been doing it for a while. But I've been getting a lot of audition requests and a lot of reach outs from talent agents and etc. And R-Dub and I were sitting here editing over some commercial stuff. And I got an invite to be in I think a movie or a play. And they want me to do Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
so interesting.
And they
Good
want me
luck.
to actually, and R-Dub actually has to film it. And there's no script. They want me to just tell them why I want to be Lincoln, so we could really use this.
That's
Right?
gonna be perfect. You're as tall as him,
Yes.
so
Well, that's it, really. Thank you. That was, and I actually have that. I wore for the remember I went dressed up to a party once.
you
and that?
did.
So
You had the beer and hat.
Yep, and it
overcoat.
wasn't even store bought. You know what I mean? Like it was
It was
self-created.
really made up. Yeah, all you needed was the beard,
Yep.
and it was there.
And we might have got beard, yeah. and actually that night, remember, a brawl broke out in the bar. And
Oh,
I did the whole
yeah.
presidential protection move. It was pretty funny. But yeah, so I was asked that this isn't going to be in New York. I don't know if it's a Broadway or what it is, but it is filming. I think they want me out there in February. But it's funny because they just literally, and RW and I were talking, we have to film it. No script, literally just get up there, do how I feel my impression of Lincoln is, and why I have a why I want to be him and what it is I emulate about him. I think it's some kind of reenactment, improvisation or whatever. And then I was telling you on the way back in, I got another audition just right before, and actually now it just slipped my mind what it was. But remember I was walking back in from the green room. I got another one, like like normally I get invites, but this one was like a confirmed. Please do this.
Really?
I don't know what this other one was. Oh my God, it's killing me. It'll come back to me. It's killing me. But anyway, yeah, and I have to do the Lincoln line. So no lines, just come up with something. But other questions? Go on. And I don't want to go hard news right off the bat.
Well, really, the only other thing is I was getting some more comments on things that I should eat.
Oh, nice.
Oh my goodness, what is it?
So there are a couple things.
Is Richard involved?
What was that?
Is Richard part of that?
No.
Okay. Is Richard here?
No, he's actually out sick today.
Oh, and I know. I understand that the bagels were half eaten yesterday, and
yeah, who only eats the top part?
Yeah, that's Kenny. Obviously.
Who's
that? No.
Who does that?
Yeah, is that Kenny? No, Richard. Who does that?
No, that was Kenny.
We've gotten so much new staff recently too. So many new people. But anyway, go on. So what are they asking?
Well, there's some things that I'm not allowed to say over the air.
Really? Right. Don't get us an FCC.
Oh, wasn't going to. But then there was a few other comments where they were talking about like they used to have this Harry Potter game where it was like almost like the Bean Boozled challenge.
Really?
But they only want me to eat the nasty flavors.
Nice. Yeah. It's kind of like what are those what are those jelly beans where you gives you the box and you mix this one and that one and you can make it throw up?
Jelly bellies.
Do they even make those anymore, jelly bellies?
They do.
Well, that's the Bean Boozled.
Is that what it is? Bean Boozled? Oh, so okay, so we're on the same page. Okay. But I've never heard of that.
They had a flavor of throw up or something.
It was throw up vomit. It was called
vomit.
Yeah.
Ew.
Like who? Like I just want to know who creates these these flavors. It's pretty insane. So you know what? There's a sponsorship right there. I do know that we have bags of some kind of ghost fire chips coming in for you, and the whole idea is for you to eat the entire bag of chips, and you're not allowed to have milk.
Oh, great!
And then somebody else requested that they wanted to come and they would do it with you, only if you both would be pepper sprayed at the same time. Eat the chips and get sprayed with pepper spray. Challenge on the table. Challenge on the table. Are you accepting?
Am I getting a raise?
Are you gonna find a sponsor for this event?
I guess I'll be getting pepper sprayed.
Well, here we go. I'm sure there's somebody that would like to see everybody get pepper sprayed.
So awkward. Just kidding.
Hey, nothing wrong with a little pepper spray. I've gone through the training number of times. It's actually kind of fun.
I would not.
Yeah, I don't mind getting pepper sprayed. I did not like taser training.
Come on, my eyes are so sensitive. Even the AC going on my eye, I'll start like hearing.
That gets me at night sometimes with the ceiling fan going on. So okay, I'm going to get into some hard news.
All right.
Our standard, you know how we're going. Beep, 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 beep. Yeah, we need a button for that.
That'd be cute. That would be cute.
All right. So here we are. So I want to put out that Henry Kissinger died at age 100. And just for some of you younger people who are not politically savvy or governmentally savvy, he was the former Secretary of State. He had the very thick accent. He was very prominent during the Vietnam War era. He worked underneath Richard Nixon and also President Ford. He passed away at 100. He was quite the genius, actually, with foreign affairs. He was very instrumental in. Now, I mean, now it sounds kind of stupid because we don't have that. We have that problem again, but he really, really was formidable in breaking the ice with China.
Oh.
He also did win a Nobel Peace Prize. So he passed away age 100. Which, you know what? I want to divert to another day. I thought the life expectancy was 77 years old.
You would think, huh?
Here's a guy that had a very stressful job for many years and had a lot of criticism after the fact, obviously because of things with Richard Nixon and the Vietnam War and etc. And here's a guy who lived to 100. Good for you, bro. Good for you. I don't know what family he has left, but he did serve his country well. So I personally honor you. I studied you. I've read your books, and I have had the great distinct honor of meeting Mr. Kissinger along with President Reagan the same time in the United Nations many years ago. So, I can say he is a very nice person. So was President Reagan. It was kind of odd that they were both at the same time. It wasn't supposed to happen. It was one of those things where they weren't even supposed to be in the hall at the same time, kind of thing. It was such a long time ago that it would never happen anymore because of security issues.
Yes.
And I shouldn't have even been there. Let's be real, but it was a great honor. It helped shape my life of who I've become today. Actually, we were discussing a lot of things that remind me to get back to Alex P. Keaton, because that's another a reason of who I am today. Remember we were talking about that?
We were.
Who is Alex P. Keaton? I gotcha. I said, Victor, will you listen in our
my time?
Really? Come on, man. Family ties. Family ties. We were talking about Kirk Cameron and Candace Cameron in Growing Pains. And he had the Richard Nixon
Back to the
picture.
Future guy.
Back to the Future.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I know Back to the Future. That was
yes.
my
Well, he was Family Ties. He was a Republican and he wore a suit every day with a briefcase to school. And I was like a little kid and I thought that was really cool. And he had a picture of Richard Nixon and I didn't even know. And I actually started reading about it.
Cool.
And it actually just made me want to read documents like this here. I mean, and which is interestingly enough because I breaking from the hard news, but getting into entertainment kind of stuff. Sometimes TV does emulate life, and TV does mold life. I mean, it was a show, and you know what? Growing Pains with Kirk Cameron, which we like Candace Cameron, and
yes.
He was a quote unquote bad boy, but he was like the teen heartthrob, and every girl liked him.
He was the teen heartthrob.
And he created her on that show, right? But not that she's not hot herself and whatever, but he helped get her where she was, and helped kick that show off. And I wanted to dress like him. And you know what? And here's a guy, Kirk Cameron, if you're out there listening. He's done some great stuff. He's gone the very religious route. So some have shunned him for that. And I don't have any opinion on it, but he's been, I watched, and he got me also into theater a little bit, and I did some theater in high school. See, so there we go.
Oh,
and he did the move. He played in the play Our Town, and so did I because of that.
Really?
And interestingly enough, the girl in Our Town that was the role against him, or whatever you call that, your counterpart. He married her in real life. He dated her from the show, and he's still with her today.
Oh,
he has some wonderful Facebook. Check him out on Facebook, Kirk Cameron. He doesn't get too in your face with the religious stuff, but he does a nice campfire session. He calls it campfire sessions. It's a Facebook Live thing. And he doesn't make money on this. He donates a lot of money. He's made a guy already. He's a good guy, but he has campfire sessions, and I've watched them. And he'll just sit there and he'll just talk about stuff like you would at a campfire,
That's
He
very
talks about
cool.
what like when we had our episode about what a real man should be and a real woman, chivalry and
Yes.
and being chivalrous. He just talks about that stuff, you know.
I like
He
that.
did a great movie,
like that.
actually, where he played a fireman. Oh, look it up, R-Dub. It's going to come to me. He did a great movie, played a firefighter. Kirk Cameron, Fireproof.
Is that
Kirk
what it's
Cameron,
called?
Fireproof. What year was that? We can give him a plug. Fireproof, Kirk Cameron. It's a good movie. It is a Christianity based movie. I don't want to give you the whole plot line to it, but it's he's in it. What year?
2008.
Okay, 2008. I actually have it on DVD somewhere. Check it out. It's a good movie. It really is. It was a good movie. It actually it was helped a lot of people with marriage problems.
Oh, good.
He was a firefighter, and he had family issues. Anyway, Candace Cameron, we were talking about her too.
I do like her.
We like her. Fuller House.
Yes,
Fuller House.
I love the show.
We were talking about Jessie.
She's also
right,
in
Jessie?
Hallmark a lot.
Hallmark.
She's like the it girl in Hallmark.
Right. We were talking about Lori, right? Lori, what was her name? Uncle Jesse's wife on the show, and she got the unfortunate criminal case.
Oh yeah.
I don't, remind me to get into that because I want to give you Cinotti's opinion on that criminal case.
Well, everybody's not.
I want to give you Cinotti's opinion because you know what? I keep it real. Remind me to go there on that. Wait, write that down. Let me go back to that. So back into hard news again, okay? So Henry Kissinger, rest in peace. Thank you for your service to your country. It was a pleasure meeting you. I enjoyed your books. I studied you as a young kid, and I studied you in graduate school, getting my master's degree in government. Also, so moving forward, here's another one. South Korea now is looking to have their own nuclear weapons. South Korea wants to have nuclear weapons. Oh. Now, mind you, North Korea is the problem that we're, that President Trump called Rocket Man.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So South Korea, where we have military bases and they have the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, and we have people on the border all the time. And you know why they want to have nuclear weapons?
Why? Why do they?
Because they do not believe that the United States president, and they didn't name the name, but they do not believe that the president of the United States would properly defend South Korea, our ally, where we do have a base, by the way. We have military station there.
Right.
And we have Okinawa and Japan right there. You know what I mean? There's a lot of assets in the area.
Right.
But they're an ally of ours. We went obviously the Korean War, right? So they want to have nuclear weapons because Rocket Man has, if he really does or not, we don't know. But they're worried that he would launch on them. And they actually now, after all these years that we have had a relationship with these countries, which I can get into a whole thing in a second, and I do want to talk about that opinion-wise. They don't believe that the U.S. president will actually defend them and return fire or drop a nuke back on North Korea if they did it to South Korea.
Oh, wow.
So they want to be able to defend themselves.
Well, that's so insulting to us.
It's insulting. It's a sad day for American diplomacy around, and it's a sad day when we were talking about America being the beacon of freedom. We were talking about that, the beacon of freedom, and being the shining light across the world.
Right.
It's a sad day when a country, that we are friends with is afraid that we are not going to defend them. And that they have to go so far as to arm themselves with a weapon of that size destruction because they're afraid that we will not help them out.
That's like so unfair. Like that's not making us look
No,
good.
they don't name a president, and I'm not going to name a president because I don't really know if they just mean it in the sense of, any U.S. president. I find it hard to believe that they didn't specifically mean our current president because they made the statement now. We recently, the United States, we conduct military operations and training maneuvers with South Korea all the time.
Right.
I mean, this is a strategic move of the United States too, because we make sure that North Korea is aware that our base is there, and we are on the border of the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, and we conduct operations like right there, visual to North Korea on the water, and do things with South Korea, letting them know that we're there. So, and that they literally just did training operations together with the U.S. recently, and they're not saying that they're not worried that the military will not help. They were very clear in saying the U.S. president. That they said, they didn't say a name.
"Quote unquote" U.S. president. We all know who that is.
Yeah, they didn't say a
name.
name.
We all know who that is. So
it just saddens me because you know what? Firstly, it just takes away what America is, the beacon of freedom. We are just America is exceptional. Not that we're better than other people. Please don't mistake what I'm saying. I'm not saying that we are better than other people, but the way we think and the way we open our arms to other people and the way we want to do things, and our document, like this beautiful document here and the Abraham Lincoln book here, those make us exceptional, because people still now are trying to climb over fences and borders in water and planes. People have recently hid in the landing gear compartment of planes in other countries, hoping to get into the United States.
Wow.
I mean, it saddens me that is the case. What say you, New Mexico, KKTC? What say you? What do you think? What is your feeling on that? How do you feel?
Yeah. How do you feel?
You're true country, true America. You're the heartland of America. How do you feel when you feel that this is not a Republican or a Democratic issue whatsoever? This is an American issue. This is an issue of America. So moving forward with that story, circling back on a story that I talked about the other day, unfortunately, Pope Francis is still having some breathing issues, maybe a little worse than it was. He had, he had the. Remember, we were talking about he's on IV antibiotics.
Yes, the other show you were mentioning it.
Inflamed lungs, whatever. Well, he'll be 87 next month. I mean, so he's not a young buck. Again, he passed
in the 80s. Hey,
but he passed the 77 marker. So 77 in 6 months. So again, I got to question whoever paid for that taxpayer study on what the life expectancy is. I don't really. That's two people today in one shot that have beat that in one day's news. So he's going to be 87. Here's an interesting fact about that. I didn't know, and I want to know more. They didn't really say, and I don't know if they're going to say, but did you know that he had part of his lung removed as a young man?
Did he?
Yeah. So I'm guessing that this is, not guessing. Obviously, this is a even more serious experience because he had part of his lung removed. So if he is on antibiotics and breathing issues with swollen lung, then this is a problem. We pray for you. It doesn't matter, Catholicism or whatever. He's a religious. He's the pontiff. He's a religious leader. Word of the day, pontiff. They broker deals. They do good things, regardless of what religion you are. They all stand up and try to do the right thing. Nobody should suffer. So I do wish him well. I hope that that he recovers. I do. I really do. I know he's 87, but it doesn't matter how old you are. You should never be sick. And he's a good person doing good things. And he had to actually cancel. He had a trip to Dubai.
Really? In
the
Dubai.
Middle Eastern country, Dubai. He was there. He was going to be speaking at the United Nations Climate Change Summit.
Wow.
So he was invited to speak at the climate summit. He's been an interesting person, to say the least. So, I wish him well. I hope he's okay. So, we had to bring that up twice in 1 week, but I hope, I pray, fingers crossed, we don't have to bring anything
Hopefully.
else up again about him at all in any time soon. Other than that, he's doing something wonderful and doing well.
Yes.
Moving forward in the hard news line, sources, a source from NYPD Intelligence and Counterterrorism Bureau, a source has indicated to me that there's been an assessment advisory issued to all law enforcement and government agencies in the New York City area. Not for everybody to worry about, but this is an American issue. And that there has been such an uprising in the pro-Palestine, Palestinian protest issues, and people with so much hatred and animosity over this Hamas-Israel issue, that they basically essentially raised their terror alert like we did in 9/11, what the Homeland Security did. So this is their NYPD's counterintelligence, anti-terrorism department, the bureau. Mind you, I just want everybody to know that NYPD has the finest law enforcement agency, and also shout out to them that their police agency, police department, NYPD, is larger than a lot of countries' armies.
Really?
Yes. Also, NYPD actually voluntarily sends people overseas to participate in counterterrorism stuff.
Oh wow.
They volunteer their officers to do details overseas.
Wow.
You know,
well, that's super brave.
So yeah. So the threat at hand that my source told me is what they're concerned about is that they got the tree lighting coming up, the Rockefeller Tree Center lighting.
Oh.
That could be a terror problem.
Yeah.
I know you got excited because you think about that's a big day, it's a special day.
Yeah, I mean, who doesn't go over there? It's a happy moment.
Right,
being
exactly.
there.
But these people, these radical people, not people that protest, radical people.
I don't blame you. I don't like going to the movie theaters because that might be another place to.
Well, listen, they must have. These are very, very good trained professionals. They must have very good information for them to feel that there's an issue at the tree lighting. So
well, it's better to be protected than nothing.
Right.
It's better to be prepared than not prepared.
Right. And you know what? I hope that if they, since this is a source, and I'm saying it, I'm not saying specifically the source, and I'm not giving the specific logistical details of what a speculated incident might be. But hey, I have a source, and the source it is what it is. So if you are a bad actor and this was something you were thinking about, just know that people know, and they're going to be waiting for you.
Yep.
So, keep that in mind. As I've said many times on this show, on KKTC 99 True Country.
True America.
True America. Or as I said on my other stations that I'm on, keep your head on a swivel. Keep your eyes open. Always be aware of your surroundings. Always. We should have a segment on safety tips. What do I say to people? I say, especially to women, but I teach self-defense to people. I do that for free.
You taught me a lot of things,
and I teach it for free. I do it all the time. I teach it. One of the things I say is, to keep your head on a swivel. Pay attention to your surroundings when you're driving home from a place. Right. Look around behind you. But when you're driving home, look and see if the same car is behind you. If you've been, whatever. If you are taking the same route home every day, pay attention. As we talked about last week on the show, it happened to a guy. He almost they jumped they got him at home, right? And he happened to have a weapon in California. Remember?
That's
right.
But
they did. So it's not really women in general, but I'm just saying. These tend to be a target more so, but they did it to this gentleman. They found out the hard way. But just keep your eye open. One of the things I always say too, and I tell everybody, and I'm big on it in my homes. When you close the garage, as soon as you get in the garage, close the garage door while you're still in the car.
Why?
Because you're in the car, you're still in the safety of your vehicle. The doors are locked, or maybe not locked because you're about to turn it off. But I don't turn the car off. You're not gonna die of fumes in the 10 seconds that the car's on. But I always have the car on for a second, and then I hit the button. I back into the garage,
Okay.
so I can drive out quickly if I have to through a door.
Mhm.
If I had to drive through the door, you would. That's what you do, right? You have to think ahead, right? You just have to be. You have to think. It's my training and my experience in life that I know these things. I'm offering that to you. Sit in the car for that second, male or female. Close the garage door while you're still in the car, while the car's running. The doors are locked. When the garage door closes, then you can shut the car and get out. Because you know what? We've seen in even stupid movies, somebody rolls under the door at the last second.
Oh, they roll in like a little ninja.
Yep, they roll in, and then, the car's backed in. The doors are not that serious. You can drive through it if you have a decent car. Maybe not in my house so much because I have extra things on my door.
I imagine.
I have a little extra stuff on my door but I can get through it, but somebody else may not get through it. So I would advise that that's not something you might want to do.
I can imagine being on the phone. Hello? Oh, let me guess. You're at this guy's house.
Yep. I have security cameras, and you can't, security cameras that you can't, you can't mess with the Wi-Fi and stuff. Also, another thing with the garage door, truthfully, people out there, somebody could come in through the garage door in that second, especially as a woman, and they're going around to the car. Even when you're out in public and you're loading your child into the car, people look for you to do that. So learn how to get your child in and out of your car in the car seat quickly. Park in a lit area.
Right.
Don't park in a bad spot. Park in a good spot where you can get out to. I always say back in, always if possible, because then you can't be blocked. And a car has much more power going forward than it does in reverse. You know what I mean? So that time when you're loading a child in and out of your car, you're vulnerable. You got your back turned, you're leaning in. There's a whole lot of things to pay attention to. I can do a whole. I teach this course,
I always, whenever I'm strapping my son to the car, I'm always like this and like checking,
right,
seeing my surroundings, like
And you know what? Do it quick. Do things quick. Be quick. Get the, it's worth the extra money.
I have my keys ready just in case.
Get the quick snap. Get the quick snap stuff for the car. For the car seat. And you know what? Here's the thing. It's some people are gonna bot me and yell at me, but you know what? You can lay your son or daughter in the car and not strap them in, and get in the car and at least lock the door and even drive one parking space if you have to. Because the child, because at least you're not vulnerable in the dark with your back turned, strapping your son or daughter in the car. You got your face in the car, strapping them in. If you honestly, if you think about the consequences, which would you rather? Would you rather the door open, your back turned to someone who's obviously a bad actor, and now your son or daughter is exposed and your back is turned, and you don't even have the car and drive or keys to get out of that? You could lose your son, you could be carjacked, you could be killed, you could lose. So you know what? I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, there's going to be people that are out there, the triggered people. Oh, you got to always strap your child. I'm not saying get on the highway. You're in Walmart parking lot. It's dark. It's later in the evening. You're a male or a female. You're alone. Put your son or daughter in the car seat. Close the door. Lock their door first. Manually lock their door. Then walk around to your door that's open now and get in. And then lock your door. Then you can then reach back and you can then strap them in. Or if you're in an uncomfortable situation, you can drive your car 2 miles an hour right to the front of the store and then finish buckling your child in. You don't need to stand there in the wide open doing I could give tons of
I learned
tips
a
like
lot
that.
just now.
And you know, back to the garage door, and then I want to get back to the hard news. But the garage door, there are people that can they steal your frequency, and they can open your garage door. I've demonstrated this and showed this to people. You can do it with a cell phone. And I've demonstrated it. I've done this, and you've taken my course. You've seen that you can do that. You can do it. You can attack people's phones remotely. There's a whole things that can happen. So they can literally open your garage door for you, or stop your garage door in the process of going down. Now, if you have a good system, you could get the system like I have that changes frequencies every couple seconds. So even if they lock it, they're not going to be able to get the frequency again. It scans through. It scans frequency to frequency.
Clever.
Unlike your garage door opener, generally is the same frequency over and over again. So
Right.
if a bad actor is sitting across the street with a scanner, they can get the frequency, and now they have the code. They do this with your chirpers on your cars too, and the remote starts.
Wow.
Also, in some of the garage doors, you can have the string that you can pull. So if you have an issue, you can have the string close to your car if you back it in.
Yeah, it glows in the dark.
You can yank that string and it'll close the door and it'll override the electronics.
Wow.
All right. So anyway,
and you know what? It's always good to teach that to your children too.
I teach all that in my self-defense course. I teach how to defend yourself physically. I teach how to protect yourself electronically. I teach you how to protect your phone, your devices, your computers, how not to have yourself be hacked, how not to be traced, followed, how not to have somebody break into your contacts, steal your phone, how to encrypt end-to-end encrypt your photos. You know, laugh at you people. You're not going to get into the computers and the phones. You know. So anyway, moving on to hard news. If you have an interest in additional information, feel free to reach out. Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com. Eric at ericandrewcinotti.com. We will be putting out a phone number specifically for this show for you guys to reach out to us. We're going to have a text number and a phone number and a new email for you guys. Reach out. I'm very happy to provide you with whatever I can offer you. You know, I'm happy to give you advice. I'm happy to send you to places where you can get assistance. Okay. That being said, moving on to hard news again. I really hope with the holiday season that we don't have any nonsense, because there's just no need for that.
No, there's no need.
So I'm going to skip that one, and I'm going to go to this one because I'm going to go back to that story. I saved this story special for today because we did it yesterday, and it's a follow-up because I'm going to continue on this story.
Oh, boy.
So anyway, interesting. This is in South Africa. Okay, this story is a health sort of story. You know, news. I keep it fresh. I give you a little bit of everything. In South Africa, they've created they didn't create it in South Africa. It actually came from a Swedish company, and they have 500,000 of these now in South Africa and a bunch of countries there. But they have a ring that goes in the female vagina that actually releases. It's good for a month, and it releases basically medication that is the same medication that it fights off HIV.
Oh.
You know, like what's that? You see the commercials for PrEP or whatever these things are you see on TV now. You take the pill if you actively have been exposed to HIV or whatever. You know what I mean? You've seen these commercials.
I've seen them, yes.
So I mean, they're pretty common. I've seen them they're on regular, it's regular mainstream TV.
Depends on the station.
Right? No, I mean, I think I've seen them. You've seen them, RW, right? The commercials where they talk about PrEP for safety. I one of them. I know that one. I see it all the time.
Yes.
There's a whole bunch of them. I mean, AIDS was a major issue. It still is, but it was a major crisis in the 80s. So they've come a long way with it, So in this Swedish company, nonprofit of sorts, created this ring. I guess kind of like one of those, like a ring that women would use for pregnancy issues, birth control.
Right.
And it basically releases over the course of the 30-day period the medication to fight off HIV.
Oh.
And you know that they have a very high HIV/AIDS epidemic there.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah.
And you know what's an interesting caveat to this is that sadly enough, it is kind of a sad part of it, but this actually has to be in place because the women can do it and they don't have to tell their partner that they've done this. Because there are, as we know, there are guys that will refuse to use a condom, or guys that will not take a pill, will not take the pill that's available, the medication, so you don't have this problem. You know, so
really,
it's like a birth control, but for HIV. And it's a 30-day ring, and it releases a little bit of the chemical every day over 30 days. And actually, they are actually investing money into a 3-month one now. And the rings are going to be like roughly $12 to $16 a ring.
Wow, that's affordable.
And they have 500,000 of them already on hand.
500,000?
500,000 available, 500,000 rings available.
Well, that's going to go quickly.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is a good thing. I don't, in America, it's a whole other bureaucracy with the FDA, Food and Drug Administration. So, this is a great story. It comes out of Sweden and went into South Africa. It's going to be $12 to $16. They're currently working on a larger one. The United Nations is a great thing. Everybody supports it. But then we got the United States bureaucracy, red tape America. So I'm sure we'll wait another 10 years for them to do 1,000 tests on it before it becomes available. So how many people will end up with HIV? Before it becomes available. But I thought that was an interesting,
very interesting.
So before I get into my other piece of news, because my other piece of hard news, right? My other piece of hard news is actually a great conversational piece for all of us. But I know that you are itching to tell your entertainment stuff today. So please enlighten us.
Itching,
you have a beautiful bullet point set up.
I try
Go to town. Go to town.
Thanks for revealing my secret.
Hey, I got it there too, because you got it.
I didn't say it about.
I didn't say it was scripted, but you know what? You do need to keep a format. I mean, come on.
We're keeping it real.
Listen, when I'm going to listen, but this is not a scripted show. I say what I want to say. I keep it fresh and real. But there are so many trolls and bots, and I've had a lot of experience with people making up lies about me and botting and trolling me. So I do have bullet points when I quote, let's say, $12 to $16. I know that that's factual. I actually know where I got this information. Fact check, right? So so I that's what I was meaning. It not that you need a script, but you want to be factual.
I knew that.
Yeah. So anyway, tell your lovely entertainment information.
All right. Well, my favorite country singer is Dolly Parton.
Okay.
And it seems that she's teaming up with her niece, Miley Cyrus.
They're related?
They are related. Oh, no, it's her goddaughter.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you a question. I'm not up on all. I mean, I should be in the entertainment world. Miley Cyrus was Hannah Montana?
Yes, you would be correct.
Okay, all right.
Oh, you're still with it.
I got it.
Yes. And she's partnering. Miley Cyrus is partnering up with Dolly Parton for her new CD that just came out called Rockstar.
Okay.
And she's doing another remake of Wrecking Ball with Miley Cyrus.
Oh, R-dub. I know. I see your face. Tell us, do you remember the Wrecking Ball video?
Well, how could I not?
I mean, I remember.
Yeah, she was on a thing and it goes.
Yeah, I believe she was streaking on a Wrecking Ball.
God, she's hot.
She had a bad breakup. She is, right? She was on what was that in that show I like with Charlie Sheen? She was on 2.5 Men.
Yes, she was. Yes. She was
a great actress in that.
She
played a really good role. She really did.
Her character was so she was on
Sync, right?
major ADD. She was like,
yep, it was all over the place, and she dated.
She dated.
What didn't she date the or something like that. I don't remember. And then
Jake had a crush on her.
Yeah. But I find that interesting. So I didn't mean to cut you off.
Oh no, not at all. And yeah, so Dolly Parton, she is promoting her new album that just came out on November 17th.
Didn't she just do something crazy at a football game too?
She did. I actually think she looked great.
She's like 77. She too has exceeded the life expectancy.
She looks fabulous for her.
She looked amazing.
Oh my God!
Did you see that picture?
The cowgirl outfit was spectacular, and she
really,
did it in such great taste
and she's
too.
such a classy,
well
educated businesswoman.
Yes.
You know?
And I think the outfit was so great for her because it gave the illusion that it was a tube top.
Right.
But it was a bodysuit with sequins all over, and it looked great on her. I saw it, and I was I hope when I'm her age, I look.
Right. I mean, so I did not know that it was her goddaughter. Okay, so what they're doing Wrecking Ball? When is this going to be?
It's already out. It dropped on November 17th.
Oh,
and also
it's a video too. I definitely got to see that.
No, but I know it's on every station, and it's out already. Before when it wasn't out, it was on pre-hold. You would have to order it in order to and
we have special access to those things. So
and actually,
you should have told me. We could have got it.
Oh well, I actually heard the songs. They're pretty good.
Really?
Yeah, I think I liked it. And Dolly Parton also was partnering up with Kid Rock as well. And the song
I like him too. Yeah, I like him a lot.
Yeah, and there's controversial about Kid Rock, but Dolly Parton didn't care. And the song title
giving us a time check
is
okay.
Yeah.
Got about 7 minutes.
Okay, don't worry.
Sure.
All right, no worries.
And the song title is called Either Or, and I listened to it. It was pretty catchy. I liked it. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then another thing too, and on the country news was Garth Brooks. He's opening a bar, and he's saying that he's gonna be selling every brand of beer.
Okay.
And
Isn't that what bars do?
Yeah, his bar is in Nashville, Tennessee, and it will be opening, and it's gonna be called Friends in Low Places Bar Honky Tonk.
So I like Garth Brooks, and is he making a statement, or is he trying to have like every beer there is available, or is he making?
He's making it every beer that's available, every brand.
Okay,
because
that's good.
He doesn't care about the controversial.
That's what I was thinking about. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, he had quotes also. He wants the place to make you feel. Quote, I want to be a place you feel safe in. I want it to be a place where you feel like there are manners and people like one another.
Right. You should respect people regardless of what they, right.
And he also quoted too. He's like, I know it sounds corny, but I want it to be the Chick-fil-A of honky tonks.
Hey, their drive-through is amazing. Right? Their drive-through is amazing. They got great food. And they close on Sunday. I respect that. I kind of miss Chick-fil-A once in a while on a Sunday, but good for him. Yeah. I hope it's successful. When we're out in Nashville, we'll have to check it out. I think we're going to be out there anyway to check out some Blake Sheldon's place. So I think we were going to be in that area anyway for some kind of opening. Yeah.
Speaking of the Old Red, Gwen Stefani's son actually was performing there on Old Red.
Really?
Yeah.
What is that? What is his kind of music?
I believe. Well, it wasn't specific, but I'm assuming it might be country as well.
Okay. She's another one that aged really well.
She's great.
Right?
I love her.
Yeah, she aged really well. I mean, unbelievable. People can get quote unquote work done and whatever, but there are just some things you're not going to fake. You have to go to the gym to do that.
Oh yeah.
So all right. Are you
one of those? And that's it for the entertainment.
Good. I am eager
entertainment.
I am your country. True country.
True
99.9.
True America.
True America. So We were discussing yesterday, and I'm sure that there are a ton of emails, and I'm hoping more.
Okay.
We were discussing the whole issue that NASA, on the bottom of a story somewhere, mentioned about their fleet of Earth revolving. Earth?
It was the fleet.
A fleet.
Yes.
So we were looking up a fleet, right? And I was looking up a fleet, and I was kind of looking around. I did my research on everything, if anybody knows. So I was looking like a fleet. These are very large numbers. And I was looking at what America would call a fleet, for our Navy. And then I looked at other navies, what their fleet is. We're talking a lot, we're talking double digits, pretty much across the board.
Mhm.
So they announced that they had a fleet of spacecraft
Oh.
that were not orbiting. If you remember, I didn't say they were orbiting. They said that they were circling the Earth
Oh.
for weather purposes. Hello, Roswell people, my New Mexico people. You've heard this once before. So I did some more digging. What is a fleet? That's a large number. What is an Earth circling? Well, that's obviously, like I said yesterday, not orbiting. That means it's operating on its own sort of energy, its own fuel. Because in orbit, you'd be traveling in orbit. Okay, you'd be traveling in orbit at 17,500 miles an hour. So if it's circling, then it's not orbiting, because that's different. It might be going counter the other direction. And if it's a fleet, it's more than one, and it's more than likely double digits. So is it true? The rumor, people were talking about the Aurora. Look it up, Google it. The Aurora, which is like a diamond shaped sort of fighter jet stealthy thing that was in space. I believe it's been talked about. And I believe my New Mexico people probably seen things in the sky all the way up to Nevada and back. Food for thought.
Possibly.
Cinotti's on the case. Invite us out to Roswell. We want to talk to you. We want to look in the sky. I'm dying to come out there and just see the area. I want to do that. But also, as I was investigating this and looking into more information, they also put out more information today.
Did they?
Yes.
And what was that?
They found another galaxy.
Another galaxy?
Another galaxy with 6 planets.
Whoa.
Revolving around its own sun, which is 100 light years away. So Cinotti, being, the gentleman that he is, and the researcher that I am, light years would be approximately 5.6 trillion miles away. So, okay. So how do they know this is there? How do they know what's there? And then they even went so far as to say that they believe it's billions of years old, and that it's never been touched or anything since its inception. And that they do not believe that it's what they call the Goldilocks zone, that it's not that none of those planets are revolving close enough to its sun to support life. How do they know these things?
Wow.
I mean, I know how they know things, but I mean, I understand how this stuff works a little bit, but wake up, open our eyes. What's going on? They have a fleet of spacecraft, a fleet to study the weather. Didn't we just talk about that in Roswell? I know you got to cut me off,
you know what?
but I have to do it. I'm sorry.
I think they are.
Stay tuned. I'll be back tomorrow with more on that.
I just have to add one thing.
Add it, because you know what? They ran our shows
think
later.
they are
anyway,
checking out our weather.
If they can see those planets from that far away, why does it stop right there and they're not able to get a clear picture of what's going on the planets?
Right. Exactly.
Well, if that's the case, R-Dub, why is it that we have to question what's going on in another country? We should be able to see what size somebody underwear they're wearing, right? I mean, or are they already doing it? Do we all saw the movie with Will Smith against Shout Out Enemy of the State? maybe not so far off 1998 enemy of the state. Don't look up, everybody. Yeah, again, I talked about your phone before.
I am right
again,
now.
yes.
That's
Well,
it. Anyways.
I love NASA. Love you. Shout out to Cape Canaveral. I've got and Cinotti's on it. Invite me out there. I'm dying to come out to New Mexico.
NASA,
We're going to be having
wearing your gear.
We're
so
going to
if
be
you ever
throwing.
Want to send over some stuff? I will rock it.
Actually,
Get it, Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket Man too, right? And we have some big announcements tomorrow. We have some giveaways. Get us on Facebook, Eric A. Cinotti, the Hostile Zone. Get Bianca Sea. Also, get the Hostile Zone on Facebook. Get the Hostile Zone on YouTube to watch the show, the past shows. Watch us live. Right now, you should have been on there watching us instead of just listening. Also, we have some big stuff to drop. We're doing giveaways. We got some wonderful things that are going to blow your mind. You're going to say, I knew these people when. That's all I'm going to say. Now we're going to have Miss Bianca Sea take us out with our lovely national anthem, with our dirty, disgusting, generic mic that never gets to sound good. But if you're listening on the radio, we managed to tweak it for you. But if you're watching it on cable somewhere or on YouTube or on any social media, it sounds like crap. I'm sorry. So it is what it is. But we do have a sponsor, and we got a singing mic coming your way. Pass over that dirty mic. I have to unplug myself.
Just imagine
the
high notes of that song. Just imagine the high notes of that song. Just imagine it.
All right, you have to bring it down, right?
I have to bring it down, so it's going to be a little lower octave.
RW, is she keeping her lapel mic on too for that? Okay.
Yeah, mine as well.
All right. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous flight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Wow. And we signed autographs in the middle of it. I believe that's their pen. Okay. I guess we have people walking on to the set. But anyway, wonderful, Miss Bianca. Wonderful with the dirty, disgusting, generic mic. So with that said, I want to say that we love you, New Mexico. We love you guys. We love you, KKTC 99.9. We're over our hour, but we love you anyway. Thank you for staying on with us. Love your friends. Respect your friends. Honor your friends. Honor your family. Love your family. And never, ever, ever forget and never stop loving our wonderful country. Now, sing out our anthem for this show, Miss Bianca.
Gladly. Use your voice, Cinotti hears you. Use your voice, let it be heard. Use your voice, Cinotti heard you. Use your voice. Use your voice, Cinotti heard you. Use your voice.
What's that? That's right. Cinotti heard you.